Hi, I'm Thorgot, and I'm really excited about the latest changes in the Minecraft snapshots. So I decided to create an MCEdit filter. The thing I was excited about is the ability to spawn blocks wherever you want. For example, this floating platform would not have been possible before the latest snapshots, or this moving staircase. Oops. Or this little ring going around in a circle. Now something like this may take you, 5-10 minutes, because you have to set up each command block and then set up the timing and everything like that. As might something like this fire trap. Something that might spice up any adventure map. We're a winner, yay! Here's the redstone for that first moving platform that you saw. There's a simple timer that I set up by hand, which feeds into each of these three command block setups. The bottom one in each of these rows creates the wool block that you saw, and then after a few you'll see that it starts deleting the old ones by setting it to air 0. And there's 3 lines for each of the 3 rows, and you'll see that it does it at the same time for each row, so the end effect is that you get a moving platform of the 3x3 square. Here's a similar thing. This is for the ring. This one, you'll see that once it gets near the end, or rather once it gets to the very last block, it loops back around all the way back to the start and starts again. Thus you get the ring effect that you saw. And finally, last but not least, for the fire you have another simple timer which does each fire loop in turn and then does it over and over again. Looking at all these command blocks in Redstone, you can definitely say that you could do this by hand, but it would be really tedious, and if you wanted to create something bigger or have more of these moving platforms than just a few, it would be a huge pain. That's why I created the filter that I did. So before we head into the MCEdit, here's a little setup that you might do to create one of these moving platforms. You have a long line, or some sort of arrangement of wool blocks, starting at a green one, going in any direction. The cardinal directions diagonal in one direction, or even diagonally in every direction. And then, once you're happy with your setup, you end it with a red block. Something I should mention is that you don't have to use red wool, white wool, and green wool. That's just something I chose out of convenience and for simplicity of understanding. Just make sure you don't choose something that is common in your map, such as, say, sandstone, because if you accidentally connect it to a large amount of that, it could go off forever and mess up your map. Let me just fix this, and then we'll head into MCEdit and see what we can do. Here we are back in MCEdit. Once you've installed the filter, the link to which will be in the description, you're going to want to select your trail here of wool or whatever you chose. Make sure your starting block is set correctly, green wool here. Your ending block is set correctly, red wool here. And all your trail blocks are set correctly, white wool. Now note that whatever the trail block is set to will be what the trail is made of. So when you're constructing it, you're going to want to construct it out of whatever the moving platform will appear as. Okay, then we choose the number of ticks between blocks appearing. Let's say 2, so it's nice and fast. How many blocks should be visible at once? We're going to want a lot, so it's possible to traverse this thing. So let's say 15 will be visible at once. That's most of it. Then we're going to click Filter. We're going to wait a bit. We're going to save and exit out, and I'll meet you back in Minecraft. Here we are back in Minecraft, and you'll see that the trail is gone, but above it we have this structure that was created. If we pop a button on here and press it, you'll see that our trail appears in the order that we expect at 2 ticks a block. I'll hook up a little timer to this and we'll see if we can run this thing. Alright, I hooked up a little timer to this thing. Let's see if we can run along it without hitting the ground. It appears fairly easy because we left such a long trail on it. By changing the amount of blocks that appear and the rate at which they appear. You can make this thing harder or easier as you wish. As you saw, this MCEdit filter changes what was once a tedious process of entering in manually into command blocks into just a few button clicks. The links to both the filter and this world will be in the description. Thank you very much for watching.